Hi, welcome back to my channel, Cosmic Insight Astrology. I am your co-pilot, Krisztina. I'm here right now to analyze the second week of November, actually the week of November 10th till the 17th. And we're going to talk about really heavy aspect right now. So if you are living in denial, or if you like to be lied to, perhaps this video is not for you. So the sky is truly really heavy, guys, because we do have a Scorpio new moon, and which is conjunct with Mars, and it's also opposing, the new moon is opposing Uranus, and also Mars opposing Uranus. We also have actually, what else we have? So let me see, I have my little note. On the 10th, we have Mercury square Saturn. Then on the 11th, Mars opposing Uranus. The 13th, the Sun opposing Uranus. The 15th, Mercury sextile Venus, which is going to be a little bit of breather for us. And then we're going to have Mars and Neptune trine, so as Sun and Neptune trine. And then on the 18th, we're going to have Mars and Sun conjunction, which is like starting at 2.5 years of cycle. Mars going to die in the heart of the Sun and going to reborn, just like Phoenix from ashes. As you know, on November 8th, Venus went in Libra, and Venus loves to be in Libra because it rules Libra, so she is home. And Mercury on the 10th gonna enter Sagittarius. Mercury doesn't like to be in Sagittarius because Mercury feels really comfortable in Gemini, and Sagittarius actually is the opposite sign of Gemini, so Mercury is in fall. And also what you have to know, Mars is in Scorpio, also in its own sign in rulership. So Mars is extremely strong during this time. So let's see what's going on. So as I analyze November 10th, what's gonna happen? As I said, November 10th, Mercury enters Sagittarius. And the moment it enters Sagittarius, it's going to square off Saturn in Pisces. And it's gonna happen in 0 degrees. 0 degree, as we know, it's a karmic degree. So it is really magnified effect globally on us. So what's happening here, global communication may experience some kind of strain. We have to expect legal and educational system to face some kind of challenges, potentially causing geopolitical tensions. This aspect can lead to serious dialogue regarding peace. So perhaps there's going to be a ceasefire before the big storm starts, or actually at least negotiation of some kind of peace here. On the education system, Mercury-Saturn square could challenge educational structure. So it could also, due to some kind of weather impacts, because as we know, Mars and Uranus opposition also could indicate some kind of unexpected and really challenging weather around the world. So it could be, yes, weather impact, or it could be as well geopolitical tension, which could affect universities and could affect schools. So Mars and Uranus could indicate some kind of massive shooting, right? Maybe there's gonna be a lot of threat for shooting around this time, right? Or it could be something to do with protest. Uranus is representing protest. We do know right now a lot of people is protesting the pro-Palestinian, they call it pro-Palestinian, but actually they are only protesting for innocent lives over there. So, but you know, there is some kind of tension in universities, right? So yes, it could create something like we need to close our schools for a while. And on geopolitical base, the Mercury-Saturn square indicates strained international relationship or some kind of international relationship. it could be something about some kind of debate over laws or philosophies. The Sun's opposition to Uranus might bring some kind of sudden shift in leadership or unexpected political event. And don't forget, on the eclipse, what happened before in Taurus, 5 degrees, I mentioned, we're going to lose leaders. Anybody who has Taurus, Scorpio axis, like Biden, it's happened on his moon, or actually, what is the meta guy, Zuckerberg, or Charles, King Charles, or actually Pluto ascendant, because Scorpio ascendant, who has Putin has Scorpio ascendant. So there it will be some kind of change, and it's unexpected. Perhaps it could be some kind of terror attacks, right? Against those leaders, against those people. So yes, so that could actually come and bring some kind of sudden shift in leadership in political events. Yes, definitely, I would say, because of Uranus is really close to our goal, you know, it could be some kind of kidnapping story going on, beheading story going on. Definitely sudden change there. On November 11th, we're going to have Mars opposition Uranus, as we were talking about that, or as I mentioned at the beginning. It is really a volatile energy. So, you know, it could be a day for sudden conflicts over here. And I'm talking about the war. So escalation in the war zones, unfortunately, increased chances of technological accident, including something with perhaps aircraft accident. I would think also like some kind of drone, military drone invasion, or it could be, yes, unfortunately, I would not travel on those days, definitely, because it could be some kind of technological issues. I actually assume maybe even Tesla's cars or anything to do with cars could be also like the technology going wrong, and, you know, like the cars lockdown and something like that. It could also bring in, because Taurus is and Scorpio is financial axis, an incident for identity theft, like a lot of bank account could be compromised, banks, hospitals, surgery rooms, technology over there could be compromised, unfortunately. So this is big. All right, so what else? Yes, so as I said, the financial market could react really sharply for this energy. So anything to do with technology, anything to do with energy, solar energy, energy, Tesla, it could get actually compromised. And then what else I wanted to mention, you know, Uranus also representing unidentified objects, so UFOs. And actually, it could be a UFO invasion, or at least UFO sightseeing. And it could increase that kind of abnormalities, but actually it's not abnormalities, but, you know, it could correlate with some kind of UFO sighting. And I also wanted to tell you, because of Uranus is lightning, rules lightning, and it's also rules the solar flare as well, right? Because the electrons and the protons in the sky, and it's connected with aurora borealis as well. So what you heard right now about, like, somebody is manipulating actually the solar flares, and the last 3 days in Europe, and also in Minnesota, and, you know, like Minneapolis and places like that in US, they have seen beautiful auroras, and unfortunately, it was created technologically. So, and, you know, they said it had radiation, but very low radiation. However, whoever saw that, whoever was affected, the whole entire Europe, they got actually some kind of radiation out from this, whatever they tried to do. All right, so let's see weather. You know, Uranus is anything to do with earthquakes, anything to do with tornadoes. Mars is really aggressive. Mars is the war. So, you know, it could be some kind of unexpected weather pattern, likely. And Uranus is sudden shift over here, so it's shaking the earth. So most likely we're going to experience some kind of major earthquakes as well. And if I'm going to check the political you know, like atmosphere with the war, war between Russia and Ukraine, or, you know, Taiwan-China incident and Israel-Palestine. So this, when Mars is opposing Uranus, it is definitely a spike in tension. It is definitely some kind of abrupt military action, some kind of protest, and it's going to get escalated. It's gonna get nasty, as I said. So this is a heavy burden, and it is a heavy sky. Unfortunately, it is struggle for us right now, and probably you all feel that if you are listening. So, you know, we need to maintain security. So, for example, because of Taurus is a fixed earth sign, Uranus is technology, most likely a lot of people going to start to buy, either invest in guns, you know, like protect the families, or you know, either even you can invest in military defense stock or defense stock guns, and probably it will go up a lot more because it went up obviously the day of the war started in Israel and Palestine, between Palestine and Israel. So, but anyway, it's still going to rise, and definitely there is going to be a lot of lunatic running and with guns, and we're going to hear about massive shooting. But the security, because of Taurus is seeking for security, Uranus is cameras, technology. So a lot of people going to actually either invest in you know, like safety and like cameras, or it could be also like you're going to invest in your home. So you're gonna put up a lot of more cameras in your home. Health-wise, it could be also some kind of you know, like some kind of health crisis surfacing. And why? Because Mars is inflammation. Mars is also surgical matters as well. So, you know, inflammation, virus, something what's spreading quickly, something what is actually affecting the colon. So probably it could be like vomiting or diarrhea related situation, like stomach virus kind of issue, because Scorpio rules that. And because Taurus is the opposite and rules the food, it could relate for E. coli, because, you know, Scorpio rules the feces, the crap, and the poop, and that could be something what we are eating going to be infected with E. coli. So I would actually assume that it's going to be some kind of E. coli outbreak as well during this time. And you know, it's not happening only that day, because of we're going to have also Mars reborn in the heart of the sun. And because of it's a new moon lunation, it's going to get fulfilled within half a year when the full moon gonna happen in Scorpio, right? So then I'm telling you, this is going to have pretty much a long time to get unfold over here. So this is starting again some kind of abrupt military action, protest and tension, with guns, with violence, with virus, perhaps, unfortunately. New virus strain actually could come out right now. All right, so, you know, Uranus in Taurus, it want to have some kind of, Taurus wants to have some kind of health stability, but Uranus is not letting it, because it's very chaotic. It's really a disruption over there. And because of Mars in Scorpio is at home, but it's transformative energy, it could be actually, because Scorpio could be mutation as well, it could be some kind of virus mutating, or actually because of the moon happening here, and that's the moon is the public, and because Scorpio is research and surgeries, it could be some kind of, and Mars is injection, vaccination, it could be some kind of vaccine breakthrough coming through as well. So it could be actually some kind of breakthrough with healing. All right, November 13, we're going to have the new moon in Scorpio, and it's going to conjunct Mars, and it's opposing Uranus, as we talked about here, right? So the new moon conjunct Mars, and also it's going to conjunct two fixed stars. And one of them, Unukalhai, which is in 23 degrees, okay? And the other one is Zuben Chamali, and it's a Martian nature. And, you know, and the other one has more like Jupiter-Mars nature, so it is going to change the dynamic in power, but in political power, because those fixed stars is very like you know, like the fighters, the general energy. So probably we're going to have some kind of new military generals, because of either they're going to die off, or, you know, yeah, through an accident, something like that. All right. It is also because of Mars and new moon, and moon in Scorpio could represent some kind of eruption, and Mars is fire there. So it could be some kind of transformative weather energy coming through this new moon, and it could be some kind of volcano eruption coming as well with an earthquake. Uranus is opposing, so with an earthquake. So let's have some kind of breather right now, a little tiny bit of breather in November 15, when Mercury, the planet of communication, the way you process information, the messenger, going to sextile Venus in Libra. You know, as I said, Mercury, it's in fall, it's not strong. However, Venus is really, really strong in Libra, in leadership. So, but anyway, sextile, it's always a positive aspect. It's a Venusian flavored in nature. So it's favorable. And, you know, it could be some kind of diplomatic resolution with peace negotiation, or something with education or art, because Venus is art. Mercury is education. Perhaps we're going to receive some kind of support for art funding. And I hope so, because I have two very artistic sons. And I do hope for that, because they took away a lot of funding from arts lately. So I love that. It's really favorable. And, you know, peace negotiation. It could be like we will be beautifully polished and talking to each other with love and respect in general. November 17, we're going to have another aspect, and it's going to be Sun and Mars trine, Neptune retrograde. So here it is Sun and Mars, they're going to almost conjunct, and Neptune is in Pisces, right? Don't mind the host system, because I erected the chart in Miami. But the Sun and Mars conjunction going to actually trine Neptune. The trine is very favorable. It's a granted opportunity. It's actually a Jupiterian blessing here. So I love that, you know, you always have to know the archetype of Pisces, Scorpio. So Scorpio is the deep water, Pisces is the ocean there. Neptune is something to do with pharmaceutical, something to do with healing the public, for example, it could be as well. So, but you know, it's softening of aggressive energies right now. So there is a healing of global conflict. And because of Neptune also rules the underprivileged. And you know, it is Mother Teresa planet. So it could be like you will see people to hold hand and hand together and trying to help to the affected areas. So if anyone suffered with earthquake, volcano eruption, and even people going to actually become advocate or against war, or trying to actually soften this energy with global healing. Like maybe we will see meditations, like everybody gonna meditate at the same time, something like that. So it could be some kind of potential health breakthrough as well. It could be something like if there was some kind of issue with like medicines, right now it's actually going to be available again if it was out of stock. It could be also something to do with marine animals, for example, and it's going to be favorable. For example, if there was some issues with marine animals right now, maybe they're going to get funding to save them somehow. All right, what other thing could be here? Well, it could be something with water drilling, deep water drilling. They might not going to support deep water drilling, or it could be some kind of affected area where was the water spilled and it's still affected somehow. And it's right now they're going to totally clean up the oil spill somehow. So yes, it is good. And let's see what else is going on. Lastly, we're going to have November 18, Mars and Sun cazimi, which I was talking about when Mars dies in the heart of the Sun. And this is going to start a zodiacal cycle with Mars, and it's a 2.5 year cycle. And Mars is really powerful, however, still not that powerful than Sun. Sun has a lot of energy here and very fiery. So it has to die before it's reborn. When you are thinking of Phoenix, and I don't know how much do you know about Phoenix, but from ashes, it rises. So there is a tendency right now for us to be capable to rise again, like humanity together. So it's a reset. It's some kind of Martian energy fighting for ourselves, right? Getting new ambitions, like getting zest in our life. For example, it's representing it's enough out with the old aggression. We have to actually have something else instead of aggression. Like let's see and let's become courageous to talk up for the people who has no voice, and to talk against government if we have to. So that is the courage instead of aggression, all right, or ambition coming in, a new ambition here. But as I said, I'm going to do another video for each individual sign tomorrow or after tomorrow, and it's going to be really, really detailed about this aspect and the cycle as well. All right, so right now I'm gonna go for each individual sign, and I'm going to start with Aries rising, Sun and Moon, but firstly rising. So with Mars, your ruler in Scorpio, it's in familiar territory because Mars rules Scorpio as well. It's going to get intensified. So it's very intense energy for you, Aries. The opposition to Uranus in the second house might shake up your financial stability. You have to watch out for impulse buys, for example, and like impulse investment, or even to let your voice heard impulsively because you can hurt others. The new moon in your 8th house is a call to reset your debt, so you can actually pay off your debt, or you can get some kind of debt relief program. Definitely going to be something with shared resources, and actually it could be positive with shared resources for you. So maybe you're going to sign a really good prenup. So right now you have to, it is the time to set a course and start afresh. As Mars conjunction with the Sun, you're definitely ready to assert your power in joint ventures. So perhaps you're going to have a business partner, or you know, start a business with someone, with your significant others. All right, Taurus rising, Sun and Moon, but firstly, rising. Mars in your opposite sign hints at tensions in partnership. So you have to be careful because, you know, you might go into fight with your significant other or your business partner. The opposition to Uranus in your sign can bring unexpected shift in relationship. It could actually bring some kind of issue with separation. Perhaps you want to divorce. You know, people are going to push your buttons. Your significant other actually could start a fight, a verbal conflict with you. The new moon also is in your 7th house. It suggests a new beginning. And, you know, it could actually really good for legal matters, solving some kind of legal matters. But you do have to navigate the waters really carefully because that is Mars-related waters, right? When Mars dies in the Sun's heart, you are looking at a relationship rebirth. So perhaps, you know, you're going to refresh your relationship. It could be like, okay, I'm going to get married. I'm going to get engaged. Or, you know, I'm going to just renew my vows. So it could be really good for that. All right, Gemini rising, Sun and Moon. Okay, so you got a busy 6th house Geminis. The new moon highlighting work and health routines, anything to do actually hiring new employees, have actually rental properties or opportunity to buy a rental or move in another rental home. Your health routine, yes, it's going to change a little bit because of you going to get, yes, you're ready to start go to the gym or go to the new yoga studio or start to juicing for yourself. All right, so, you know, you have to really put your act together. It's not very glamorous time for you, but definitely changing your daily routine will serve you and it serve and heal you. Mars opposing Uranus actually going to suggest a sudden need to break free. Maybe a new workout or some kind of surprising new job offer, and you're gonna jump on it. The trine to Neptune later in the month could bring a creative or a spiritual resolution to any work stress. So this is good for you, Gemini. All right, Cancer, Moon, Rising, and Sun. The new moon in your 5th house puts a spotlight on romance. Well, all right, creativity and children. You might get pregnant. You might going to start a new creative project. You might going to have a new manager or agent. It could actually even help you to win some prizes. Mars energizes actually these areas. But the opposition to Uranus could actually have some kind of sudden fling or an unexpected creative breakthrough. It could also actually make you to fight with your social circle, with your friends somehow. You know, your social circle is rebelling against your new lover, perhaps. The trine to Neptune in your 9th house is you know, it's a call to explore new horizons. Maybe, you know, to travel or study, maybe higher education for you is in the cards right now. All right, Leo rising, Sun and Moon. Your 4th house of home and family is crackling with energy like a firecracker over here. The new moon suggests a fresh start actually in your domestic life. Maybe you're going to have a move, or maybe you're going to renovate your home. Perhaps, you know, you are ready to buy a home, or just, you know, yes, or a new family member or somebody is coming to live with you. But with Mars and Uranus in the mix, it could come out of nowhere, or there might be more resistance to change than you expect. So perhaps you get a new opportunity to work, and then you have to move and your family doesn't want to. So the Sun and Mars trine to Neptune in your 8th house suggests that any transformation can be deeply healing for you. Actually, it would be really great to get rid of some kind of mental illnesses and addiction. All right, Virgo rising, Sun and Moon. Mercury, your ruler, entering Sagittarius. And in Sagittarius doesn't do very well because of it's in fall. But it lights up actually your 4th house. So, you have to expect a lot of conversation about home situation, renovating, moving, about your family life, about your roots, your parents. The square to Saturn in your 7th house says, this won't all be easy. It's deep conversation, but they're very important because you have to actually set boundaries, and you have to set, maybe your expectation have to be different right now. The new moon in your 3rd house of communication means a new way of expressing yourself in the horizon. But with Mars there, watch for sharp words because you can hurt others. Be careful what you are saying. Don't be impulsive. Don't start fights because you're gonna lose them. All right, let's see. Libra rising, Sun and Moon. Venus, your ruling planet, and actually it's going to be in your sign, making nice, it's a sextile with Mercury in the 2nd house, and it suggests some kind of financial negotiation, or something about charming, talking, like dating with someone, and you're gonna be in your element and you're gonna use the right words. You can give a lot of compliment to others and win them over. The new moon is shaking up your 2nd house of possession and self-worth. So, some new beginning, maybe you're going to have an opportunity for new earning, your salary can rise, but also Mars is here and it's conjunct the new moon and opposing Uranus. So there is some kind of fluctuation. Sudden expenses can come in. So you're going to have more earning, but you're also going to have to pay more money. Maybe you want to do your will and it's cost $6,000. I know, because that's what I wanted to do. So it's like insane. But yes, something to do with that. Or like you are actually trying to invest in your security, buy a gun or buy cameras, and that is very expensive. All right then, Scorpio rising, Sun and Moon. With the new moon in your sign, conjoined with Mars, which is your ruler, that is your old avatar, that is your traditional ruler, and it's very powerful. This is for you. It's going to be a personal transformation, Scorpio. So probably you have your birthday anyway. Happy birthdays. And the opposition to Uranus in your 7th house could actually bring up some kind of imbalance in your relationship, some kind of conflict in your relationship, fighting perhaps. Usually people are really, really sensitive right before their solar return, so it must be that as well. The trine to Neptune in your 5th house toward the end of the period soften the edges right now, because Neptune is another water sign. That's your sister water sign. So actually it's gonna bring in romance and infusing you with romantic time and creative projects, some kind of dreamy vibe, some time of good time with friends. Perhaps you have a surprise birthday party. All right, Sagittarius rising, Sun and Moon. Let's see what's going to happen for us. I'm a Sag rising. Mercury entering our sign, and it doesn't like to be here because of its rules Gemini, so it's in force. However, it's going to give us some kind of gift. gift with maybe you can enter skill-based learning and you didn't have money before, or you're just gonna win, somebody gonna invite you and it's gonna be a free workshop or something like that. So there could be a gift over here. You know, Mercury is contract. Mercury is like you're capable to do your license, but you couldn't do, you know, like your exam gonna go well. And then square Saturn, you know, you need to talk about some kind of serious topic. And the topic going to be related to family, because Saturn is in our 4th house, right? In Pisces. So family matters. Like, let's talk about children. Let's talk about if you want to buy a home, or where do you want to move, or, you know, talk about the parents. 4th house is your parents. Perhaps you have to actually help them to go to a home, or, you know, make them to go to a home. So the new moon going to happen in our 12th house, and 12th house is hidden matters, anything to do with, you know, like our psychic, and anything to do with pharmaceuticals, addiction over there. So we have to pay attention for our dreams, because it could be really lighten up and we can have a lot of insight. Perhaps some kind of very offensive dreams with wars, with fights. That's what I have lately, actually, and it makes sense. So yes, you know, your subconscious actually is talking to you. It's overacting right now because it's heated up by Mars. And, you know, like Mars and Sun conjunction gonna happen in the 12th house also. So it's a rebirth. It's a rebirth in a matter of 12th house, like in spirituality, script writing. Perhaps you're going to be able to finish something or start a book, something like that. All right, Capricorn rising, Sun and Moon. Saturn going to be in your 3rd house, and it's gonna square off Mercury. Well, you know, you might going to feel really tired, or you're gonna feel like there is a mental roadblock. You are not capable to think. You are slow right now. Everything is going so sluggy and slow. And you don't like that. You like to be top of everything. The new moon going to happen in your 11th house. So, you know, there could be some kind of issue with your friendship. First of all, a new friendship could come in, but because of Mars is there, it's not necessarily a smooth sailing. So it could be some kind of conflict related to a group, related to your society. Perhaps you're going to get trolled on social media. So be careful, right? Be careful what you are saying lately, because actually you have to defend yourself. All right, Aquarius rising, Sun and Moon. What's gonna happen for you? So, you know, Mars is going to go to your 10th house, and Mars is in your 10th house. Everything about ambition, researches, you know, like your honor or reputation. Maybe you are a researcher, maybe you are a surgeon, and you're going to get honored with this new moon over there. It's a new chapter in your career, definitely. The opposition to Uranus is in your 4th house, right? Because that's where it's opposing. You know, it could be some kind of disappointment in family matters. So, you know, like your public life actually could be a little bit, how can I say that with Scorpio, maybe somebody going to find your account of, what is that, OnlyFans account, and your family member going to get very upset about that, you know. So there is definitely what you are doing in the public eye could make your family upset. But, you know, definitely there is a new chapter in your career, something with investment. And, you know, Scorpio rules stock market. So you might going to actually experience or explore how to invest in stock. All right. And lastly, my beautiful Pisces. So I have a Pisces sun over here, and then my sun is Pisces. And with Neptune in our sign, it's going to trine the Sun and Mars conjunction, right? So this is good. It is good for the belief system, or some kind of, you know, or life philosophy is going to go under the microscope. It's going to change. And Saturn Mercury square going to ask to solidify actually or dream. And we have to take some kind of practical steps over here. So, you know, Mars and Uranus opposition. Uranus is in the 3rd house and Mars is in the 9th. There's going to be some kind of conflict with traveling, or some kind of conflict with neighborhood. Maybe you don't want to live in the neighborhood you are living right now. You have enough. There is fight. There could be some kind of abruptive people over there you don't even want to talk to, and you want to move. It could be, unfortunately, some kind of issue coming in with younger family member. It's a younger sibling. Hopefully it's not the case, but it could be like a younger sibling can get into an accident. All right, guys, if you loved my video, please don't forget to subscribe and comment below, like my videos as well, and you know, share it with your friends so they can also benefit from my readings. I will be back with the new moon and with the other videos, and the 2024 video is going to be up by Sunday night. Thank you so much for listening, and if you would like to have a reading with me, don't hesitate to check out my website, which is urbanwitch.org. And you know, as I said before, I'm practicing radical honesty, so I don't believe in everything is, you know, like rainbow fart glitter or whatever, because of there is challenges in life. But what I'm doing during my readings, I promise I'm going to be the lighthouse for you. If you get lost in a stormy weather at night in the sea, you're going to see actually how to get out from the storm. Or, you know, like as I said, and if I want to be sarcastic, I could say like there is shitstorm, and sometimes we create our own shitstorm as well. And I give you and I offer you actually when to take your umbrella and how big your umbrella has to be, not to get rain crap on you. So if you want that kind of honesty, then I'm here for you. And I always give you remedies, because there is a multiple field. I'm qualified on, not just like a clinical professional, herbalist, a nurse, teacher as well, special ed teacher. There is a lot of knowledge behind. So remedies is coming with your reading. Again, thank you so much for listening, and I see you soon. Bye for now.